name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. And this is a very old movie, known to be a horror classic to many. I've heard lots of great things about this movie over the years, and I have to say, I just watched it for the first time, and I was let down by it. That's not to say there's not great elements to it, because there certainly is. I love the entire premise of this movie. It kind of reminds me of movies like Misery and more recently One, of someone who's in a wheelchair, who's unable to move, and pretty much is getting tormented by someone else. These kind of premises intrigue me, because whenever someone's walking around and all that, you can just be like, oh, they can just walk out, they've got an advantage to it. But here, you just feel so hopeless for the victim, and it just keeps you more engaged with what's happening in the movie. And I think the basic premise of this movie is excellent. And I love how this movie begins. I think it sets up the two main characters incredibly well. You've got a sense that one of them is a spoiled brat, and you've got the sense that the other one's just a naturally good person. And you just need those basic understandings of these characters to really be engaged with the movie, because you automatically root for the good one, and you automatically root against the spoiled brat. I wasn't around when this movie came out. This is an older movie, but to my understanding is that the two stars in this movie, Joan Crawford and Bette Davis, I guess they actually hated each other in real life, and they cast them as two sisters who hate each other in this movie. And I just like it when movies can do that. It just adds an extra layer to it. It kind of transcends the movie screen. And they both give really good performances, especially Bette Davis. Like, she is menacing in this movie when she needs to be. Supporting performances are also quite good, and this movie does have intense moments, but my biggest issue with this movie is the amount of stupidity inside of it. Now, I can't talk about my issues with this movie without going into spoilers, so here's your spoiler warning. I will be going in depth from this point forward, but there's just some things in this movie that did not work for me whatsoever. The first one is that I get that you have to suspend disbelief while watching a movie, but this movie doesn't even try in moments. So they expect me to believe that it takes the same time for someone to drive into the city and come back as it takes for her to go down the handrails of a staircase like this. I don't buy it. I'm not saying that I think the main character is a super strong person who could do it with no ease, but come on, the same amount of time, and just the fact that when she gets to the bottom of the stairs, she calls the doctor and not the police, is just a baffling, stupid decision. Instead of going down the handrails like this, why not do what any normal person would? Lift yourself up onto it and slide down. Didn't we love doing that as a kid? Like, woo, we get to slide down the handrail. It was fun, it was exciting. We did it every opportunity we could. Why didn't she do that here? Drove me bonkers. Then the maid finds what's happening to the main character, and she's got a hammer in her hand. She just witnesses how big of a psychopath Baby Jane is, and she puts the hammer down. Are you kidding me? You've just realized that she locked her sister in her room, tied her up, put something over her mouth so she can't speak. You've got a weapon to defend yourself, and you decide to put it down? Yeah, that crosses a line of stupidity that I'm willing to take. And that kind of stuff just really dampens the entire movie. And also one big last final complaint is the ending. The ending reveal that the main character actually wasn't hit by Jane. That she made it look like Jane did it. What a baffling, stupid twist. It's like I said, we automatically root for her because she's the good one, and Jane's the spoiled brat. We don't like her. And this just undoes all of that. Why on earth would they think that's a good decision? Why? I don't get it. Because in entire movie we're watching Jane be a terrible person, and now what, we're supposed to sympathize with her? I get what it's trying to do. It's trying to be like, oh, it didn't have to be like that. If the sister was more honest and told her what she tried to do, then she wouldn't be put in this situation. But that's just not, I don't think that was done in an effective manner. I don't think that came across in an effective manner. because we still hate Betty Davis throughout the entire movie. She's not misunderstood. She's a straight out psychopath. And I hate the fact that the movie's trying to get you to dislike or at least question the main character and to get you to like Jane more. It just didn't work for me in any way whatsoever. This movie's also way too long. I think it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes. Far too long. If this movie was a tight hour and a half, it would have been a better movie because lots of it does drag. I do think the premise of this movie is great. I do think the two main performances are really good. I also really like the music in this movie and the song that's also called Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. It's a good song, very catchy. But this movie goes on for far longer than it needs to. There's way too many moments that took me out of it due to the amount of stupidity on the screen. And the ending twist just ruined lots of what I enjoyed about the movie up until that point. It's a twist that recontextualizes the entire movie in a way that makes the entire movie worse. So because of that, I'm going to go ahead and give Whatever Happened to Baby Jane a 5.5 out of 10. Okay, have you seen Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon, and Gavin out.